Welcome. We are here on another tour of our e-learning talks, and today we front quite an interesting topic together with Ilario Truppa, that is a senior instructional designer and had the chance to work into many high-tech projects. Welcome, Ilario.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Roberto, for the interview.
And what we wanted to underline is the technical content production and to see how to put in practice the so-called ADDIE model or andrology or whatever. What does it mean? That adult people learn not like in the school, but when they are on the job, they want to receive punctual information. I mean, I have to do something and I find with few clicks what I need, and this will keep the information in my mind. Otherwise, if you have to scroll a manual or a digital book, that's not the way to produce the content. So we want to show you some technical contents and see how it's possible to organize that. I think Ilario will show that on Ilias Open Source, that is an LMS that is particularly keen into technical trainings because of the internal database and many other features, but that's not the point. Of course, you can apply this theory, whatever. So let's start with an example, Ilario, about understanding a technology, because very often we have the problem that operators or technicians, they do work on machine, but they do not really have a clue on the technology they are working on, and especially in the onboarding phase if they change the role in a factory and so on. So let's see the first example that we have in mind.
Yes, here we are. I'm gonna share my screen in order to show you one of our customer, which is which created this course, and it is about understanding technologies. In this example, we have a basic course, and here there are just three machinery. This customer is
producing machines, yeah.
Yeah, and here you can see that a technician or an adult that is going to learn how to work on these technologies, this machinery, can click on the machinery that he wants to understand and just land on this page as well. There is an introduction to the machinery, a video about how the machinery is made, you know. And down here, there is an interactive part.
First, that's what we are interested into, right?
Yes. On the left, we have the product and how it changes, so the user can really understand the differences between these two images. And on the right, he can follow a procedure. So there are these interactive numbers. And learn by just clicking on the numbers. Here is an example. So this is a
exactly. So if you want to go in detail on a part of the machine, then simply you can click on it and have a quick overview that lasts really 1 or 2 minutes and see how it works. So you don't have to I bet the manual of this machine is like 500 or 1,000 pages, and of course that does not make any sense. And here in few minutes you go to the point. Let's see a second example, Ilario, about format change. That is very often, you know, the only thing that technician needs to do on machinery is sometimes to change the format of the product. So I see here we have another company, and yes, that's a customer training, right?
Yep. So this customer made a training for their customer. So they just created the course and the modules. We are going to see how a module containing parts of the changeover is made. It's very interesting. As you can see, there are several pages, and a user can really go in a couple of clicks where he needs to understand a certain part for the changeover. So here we have a short image, so the location of where the technician has to just go and work, and there is a video that explains, this time in 3D, that explains how the changeover needs to be done correctly. So as you can see also here, in a couple of clicks, the user can really go on the punctual information the technician
Yeah,
needs.
and remind that, because basically there is nothing very complex that require to be a scientist, but there are really thousands of these points to remember. So it's quite important to have this sort of guide that put you directly on the right spot. And these are all very important points in after sales, because when you sell a technological product, of course, it's so important that the customer is fully satisfied, that the machine stops are really few. So creating contents that really helps the final customer to make the best business with the product, it's very, very important. Another point is, of course, maintenance. When you have, let's say, maintenance on a machine, here we have an example from a Swiss factory, Baxter,
Yep.
and yeah, you can see even with video and simulation of and recording of the HMI, right?
Yes, in this case, we just record the HMI, and the user, the technician that is using it, we just highlight the parts that need to be pressed in order to obtain a certain routine on a machinery. So this is an example in the pharma sector.
Yeah, very interesting. And that's quite easy. I mean, it's just a video recorder. It's important to make all very short videos and to be able to talk with the technician and really understand, as an instructional designer, which are the points that needs to be underlined, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And regarding the alarms, for example, you may have a troubleshooting of a machine, and you may receive an alarm. So what you can do to be ready to detect a solution in few clicks?
Yes, in this example, we have a troubleshooting module about a specific machinery. And in this case, a user which needs to solve a specific problem can select, for example, the defective caps. There are caps in this example, the product, or going to a certain area of the machinery, or the example we want to show is about the error messages. So the user can click on this third option. Here there is the list of alarms, so a technician knows which number of the alarm is going on, and click on the specific number in order to receive a solution. Sometimes there are questions to understand. For example, in this case, where I need to click on the HMI or to see a specific number, and here there is an image, but can be, of course, a video or any kind of other media. Then go back and understand the solution.
Yeah.
So this, in a couple of clicks, you can really solve a problem that, of course, costs a lot when a machinery is off for a certain time.
Yeah, we can underline here that in modern LMSs, where you do not use the old SCORM format, you can identify each of these single pages with a unique address. And that's very important, because you can also make an automation. I mean, instead of clicking on the alarm number, you make an integration with the machine software and get the information immediately after the alarm is generated, because there is the code of the alarm. So this is, let's say, a manual version, but depending on the machine software and on the way that the contents are realized, you can push the automation of this function very, very strongly. I want to go back to this point just as a final example of our, let's say, ADDIE model way of building up the contents regarding HMI simulation, because we say you can simulate the alarm, okay, but actually if your LMS is able to be configured very, very quickly and create interaction, you can also simulate the HMI, right?
Yes, in this example, we see another way of creating contents with video, but in an interactive way. So this is an interactive video. So the user needs to click on certain parts of the screen in order to go on. In this way, I can really learn by doing. So I need to click on this button
production,
so the video goes on, and can tell where I need to click further in order to continue with my procedure. So this is a very nice example of learning an HMI, for example.
Yeah. So you really execute on the LMS the same operation that you will do on the machine. Yep. Very nice. Yeah.
Another example I want to show about the HMI is the possibility to really customize the module, both in terms of user experience and user interface, in order to just recall the real graphics of your HMI you have in your real machine, So in this example, we have this table. It's made with the tables in this platform, and a user can click on the buttons that are here on the left in order to just understand what he needs to do. In this case, there are preliminary information. Then the user can click on another button, which makes it's about
the status with the alarms.
Yeah, of course, maybe you need to turn off the machine in order to go on with something. There is also the operation part. Generally, it can be a video, for example, and in this case also is made in 3D. And of course, how to restart, So these are different examples on how you can make your people learn to use
very quickly.
Quickly. Yeah.
And also, I think it's nice to underline that this way of producing the content is not crazy expensive, because, yes, of course, you can do all these things in simulation, virtual reality, but then each of the contents costs much more. So if you are really a factory producing quite a large number of models, it's very important to select the right LMS, the right way to produce the contents in order to recycle that, because each of these keys or selection pages can be used in different courses. So, Ilario, thank you so much. I think this was a very interesting way to show some technical trainings and to put in practice what is the ADDIE model, because very often, okay, we have this theory and this
just
other
theory, yeah, but it's not.
and then when you go out from your college, you don't know how to do things. So thank you so much, and keep in touch for the next video units about e-learning talk, and see you soon.
Bye.